Welcome to Lionheart Academy. We're in our trigonometry lessons, and today we're in lesson 45. Right now we're in the section of talking about different kind of identities, different formulas. We went over trigonometry, basic trigonometry identities, and we started with talking about sum and difference formula, and we used the sum and difference formula to derive half angle and double angle formulas from in our last lesson. So today we're going to look at how to come up with how to derive the sum and product to sum and sum to product formulas. Now these two formulas are also very useful because it will allow us to convert sum to product expressions, and then expression of sums, so of angles and product of angles, to different combinations of things that we can work with. So let's start with the derivation. Okay, so we're going to start with sine of a plus b. Okay, it's the sine, it's the sum and difference angle. Sum and difference formula. So we all know sine a plus b is sine a times sine b. Okay, I'm sorry, sine a times cosine b plus cosine a times sine b. Okay, so let's get that right. Alright, now I'm going to use this and start to derive the product to sum formula first. Alright, so but we're going to look at both of the expressions, sine a plus b and sine a minus b. Okay. Alright, so those are the two formulas. So we're going to look at this two formula first. Now what we can do is we can add these two formulas. Okay, we can combine these two formulas. So can we combine them? Let's combine sine a plus b plus sine a minus b. Okay, let's combine the two formulas, so we're going to be combining those two. But as you can see, the cosine A sine B minus cosine A sine B, they cancel out. So we have 2 sine A cosine B. Alright, and so what we can do is we can divide both sides by 2, and we'll get sine A cosine B. Alright, to divide both sides by 2, so I'm going to write sine A cosine B here. It's going to be equal to half of sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. Okay, so this is how we get one of the first sum and difference product to sum formulas. So by product to sum, we mean that this is the product of sine A cosine B. It's the product of two angles, and then you can convert them to the sum of the two angles. Okay, as you can see. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can derive another one. Alright, now let's go ahead and use the first two again. I'm sorry, I used this two equation again. So last time we added them, right? We added them. Now let's go ahead and subtract them. So we're going to use this equation. Let's call this equation 1. I'm sorry, equation 1, equation 2. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and reorganize this. So this is the first product to sum formula. So this is equal to 1 minus 2. Okay, so when we do, this is 1 plus 2. Right? When we do 1 plus 2, we get this. Now let's do equation 1 minus equation 2. So when we do equation 1 minus equation 2, we're going to have sine of A plus B minus the sine of A minus B. Alright, so when we subtract them, the sine A cosine B minus sine A cosine B, they cancel out. But here we have cosine A sine B minus negative cosine A sine B, so they become 2 cosine A sine B. They added together now. It becomes 2 cosine A sine B. So divide both sides by 2 and switch their left side and right hand side. We have cosine A times sine B equal to 1 half of the expression. What expression is sine A plus B minus sine A minus B. Okay, so this is the This is our second equation here for our product to sum formulas. Okay, so as you can see, we derive these two sum and product to sum formulas by using the sum and difference formulas. Okay, and we have other sum and difference formula, right? We have the cosine sum and difference formula. So let's take a look at the cosine sum and difference formula. So let's call this equation 3. We have cosine of A plus B. Alright, cosine A plus B is going to be cosine A times cosine B minus sine A, times sine B. And let's call equation 4 the other one, cosine of A minus B. So when we have cosine A minus B, we have cosine A, cosine B, plus sine A and sine B. So in this case, we're going to do the same thing here. Alright, this is a sine, I'm sorry. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to start with subtracting the two equations. So if we subtract the two expressions here, we will get cosine A plus B minus cosine of A minus B. And these two first expressions will cancel out. Cosine A cosine B minus cosine A cosine B is going to be gonna cancel out. But negative sine A sine B minus sine A sine B is going to be negative 2 sine A sine B. So there will be a negative sign in front of this. Alright, so we're going to switch them. Switch the left hand side and right hand side. I'm going to write sine A sine B here. Sine A sine B here, but it's going to be a negative 1/2 times cosine of A plus B parentheses minus cosine of A minus B parentheses. Okay, so this is easier to remember, but I guess you could multiply the negative sign inside and then switch the cosine A minus B first. Put the cosine A minus B first instead of cosine A plus B minus cosine A minus B inside the parentheses. But we can use this, that's not a problem. Alright, then let's do 3 plus 4. Okay, if we add them together, we will get cosine of A plus B plus cosine of A minus B. Okay, so when we add them together, these two the expression, they have opposite signs, they cancel each other out. So we have 2 cosine A cosine B. Alright, and so cosine A times cosine B would be equal to 1/2 of cosine of A plus B plus cosine of A minus B. Alright, so that's how we can derive the product to sum formulas very simply. Okay, and so we have 4 expressions for product to sum formulas. We have cosine A cosine B here from the last one, sine A times sine B, cosine A times sine B, and sine A times cosine B. Okay, so those are called product to sum. So we can do product to sum formulas. Alright, so this product to sum formulas, we can use them to help us derive the next set, sum to product. Okay, so sum to product means we're going kind of like doing it backwards. Sum to product formulas. Alright, so let's take a look at sum to product formulas. So we're going to be using those formulas. Okay, the product to sum formulas to help us. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's say A plus B, right? When we have A plus B, let's go ahead and let A plus B equal to angle theta, and let A minus B be equal to angle phi. Okay, alright, so that means if this is true, that means A will be equal to half of the theta plus phi, right? Half of parentheses theta plus phi, and the angle B would be half of angle theta minus phi. Okay, you can solve the system equation to solve A and B in terms of theta and phi. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at let's see. Let's look at the first equation here. Equation 1, sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. So we are going to replace A plus B, A and B plus B is equal to theta. So from equation 1, okay, so from equation 1 on the top, it's going to turn into sine of theta plus sine of phi. Okay, that's A plus B, that's A minus B, and it's going to be equal to 2, and it's going to be sine of 1/2 theta plus phi, because it's going to be equal to sine right here. Oh, I'm sorry, not this one. Previously here, 2 sine A cosine B. So it's going to be 2 sine A, but what's A? A is 1/2 of theta plus phi, and cosine of theta minus phi B, which is angle B. Okay, so actually, let me go ahead and write this very quickly. So this, what we did was sine A plus B. This is equation 1. Sine A plus B plus sine A minus B equal to 2 sine A cosine B. So this is the original equation that we derived from sum and difference formula, and so all we're doing is replacing A plus B, A minus B with a different angle. And so now you can look at this. This is a sum to product formula. We have sum of two angles, and then we can convert them into a product of two angles. Okay, two functions, angles of two functions actually. Alright, so let's do that. So from equation 2, we have sine of A plus B, which is theta, minus sine of A minus B, which is phi. Okay, and it will be equal to 2 cosine of A, right, which is theta plus phi divided by 2 times sine of B, angle B, which is theta minus phi divided by 2. Okay, so this will be the formula, the second formula for our sum and difference. Okay, all right, number 3 equation is cosine of theta minus cosine of phi. I guess I did the minus first. Okay, for the number equation here, let's see, equation number 3. Yeah, equation number 3, I did A plus B cosine right here, 3 minus 4. Okay, 3 minus 4. So alright, so let's take a look at this again. Yeah, 1 minus 2. 1 plus 2, 1 minus 2. Okay, so this is actually, I'm sorry, this is the actual equation 1 plus 2. I do apologize. This is 1 plus 2. Okay, and this is 1 minus 2. And so here we did 3 minus 4. Okay, let's do 3 plus 4 first. Okay, 3 plus 4, so let's do that. Plus will be equal to 2 times cosine of A, which is that theta plus phi, divided by 2. And then there's another cosine of B, so it's theta minus phi divided by 2. Alright, and the last one is equation 3 minus 4 from previously. So it's cosine of A plus B, which is theta, minus cosine of A minus B, which is phi. So equal to negative 2 cosine of theta plus phi divided by 2. No, excuse me, it should be sine. Yeah, in this case, it's both of them are sine. So it's sine A and sine B, which is B is theta minus phi divided by 2. Alright, so those are the 4 product to sum and sum to product formulas, excuse me. Okay, that will be very useful. That they can help us combine different things. So let's go ahead and take a look at some examples. Okay, now let's take a look at this. So for example, 2 sine 3a cosine A. Alright, so we want to write it as a sum of or difference of 2 sines or 2 cosines. So this is a product to sum formula. So 2 sine A, 3a cosine A. So if we go ahead and look at this, our sine A, our sine times cosine is this one, sine times cosine, right? So sine A times cosine B is equal to half, okay, of this expression, sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. So this is going to be equal to sine of 3a plus A times cosine of 3a plus A. Okay, 3a minus A, I'm thinking. Yep, cosine A minus B. Yep, that's right, that's cosine A minus B. I keep going back to the equation here. Now the 1/2 there is being taken off because the 2 is over here. Alright, so we can simply do this as sine of 4a. Sorry, I forgot it's a product to sum, plus cosine of 2a. Okay, so it becomes sine of 4a plus cosine of 2a. Alright, let's try another one. I know it's a little bit confusing here, but we just have to follow the correct formula here. So what about this? Cosine 5 theta minus sine theta. Okay, so the formula is right in front of us. Okay, so it's going to be equal to -2 sine of average of the two angles. So it's 5 theta plus 3 theta divided by 2. So it's 5 theta plus 3 theta divided by 2 times sine of half of the difference, which is 5 theta minus 3 theta divided by 2. So this becomes the product of -2 sine of 4 theta times sine of theta, right? 5 times 3 is 2 theta. 2 theta divided by 2 is 1 theta. So this becomes the equivalent expression here. Alright. So now let's go ahead and try another one with numbers and see what happens. Let's try cosine of 75 degrees plus sine cosine of 15 degrees. Okay, I'm sorry. My 5 that looks very rough there. Okay, cosine 75 plus cosine 15. So we're using this formula right there. So it's equal to 2 times cosine of their sum, which is 75 plus 15 divided by 2, and cosine of their half of their average. Is half of their difference. I'm sorry. The first one is their average, so half of their sum. The second part is half of their difference. So 75 plus 15 is 90. 90 divided by 2 is 45 degrees. So that's the first one. 75 minus 15 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30 degrees. So we can actually work this out. So it's going to be 2 times square root of 2 times cosine of 30 degrees, which is square root of 3 over 2. So altogether, this 2 cancels out with this 2. So you have square root of 6 divided by 2. So that would be the final answer for this expression. Okay? Alright. Now what about... Okay. I think actually that's pretty good. We did a few examples. So basically just apply the correct formula, using the correct formula, and plug them in into the expressions to work it out. Okay. Alright. So hopefully if you have any questions and the comments, please leave them in the question and comment sections, and then we hope to see you in our next lessons. We're going to go on to talk about to summarize and finish these sections, and we will be moving on to another topic very soon. Alright, thank you.